Hey, what's up? Today I'm going to be giving a film review for Ratchet and Clank. Now this is based on like the actual like video game series from Insomniac, which was like I think created like in the early 2000. I think like the first one I think was released in 2002 if I'm not mistaken. Like the first title. Well, this film is like it's actually based on that particular game, but I think they have like different like stuff that they added to it to make it kind of different or whatever. But it's basically an adaptation of like the first game in like the popular series, which stars like like the alien creature known as Ratchet and his like robot sidekick known as Clank. Now of course a lot of people and I do remember like the controversy around the video games at the times where they was trying to figure out what like Ratchet was, what kind of species of alien he was, but then they eventually revealed that he was known as I think like a Lombax. So that's basically the film still kind of just revolves around them. They eventually meet up and they have to take out like this threat that's like threatening like the galaxy and stuff like that. But I'll touch on all that in my review for the film. Well, this version of it, well, this movie is directed by Jericho Cleveland and Kevin Monroe. So it's like you have two directors on board for this film. But it also features the voices of Paul Giamatti, Rosario Dawson, and then one of the ones that really surprises me is Sylvester Stallone. I'm surprised that he actually has like a voice role in this film, and he's actually the voice of like a villain, like one of the main villains in the film. So I thought that was kind of odd that he would do a film like this too, as well. So that's what kind of stood out to me. But I would have still looked at this film anyway because I was a fan of like the video game series. But I played the first two, and I thought they were good, like Ratchet and Clank, and I think the second one, like Going Commando, I thought those were like pretty good. So I would look at this film anyway, like I said before. Well, this film again it retells like the origin stories of Ratchet and Clank. It shows how they met and stuff like that. Cause like Clank was like a defective like robot, that was like malfunction or something like that. But somehow he escaped from his like his fellow, I guess you could say I guess you could say like the team members who were actually the villains. He actually escapes from them and he ends up on the planet where Ratchet is, and they meet and then he tells Ratchet that there's like a threat coming to like the Chairman Drake and the Blar, which is like this alien race, I believe. They want to destroy like the Galactic Rangers and like the galaxy itself in general. So he tells Ratchet about this, then they find out that they join up, so everything like that. Kind of similar to like what's going on like in the video games, basically. But the thing that's kind of cool about it, they do keep a lot of the stuff that was from like the games, like you have like Captain Quark and stuff like, which I thought was kind of cool. I think he's like the leader of like the Galactic Rangers, and he actually has requests, well not requests, but he actually enlists like Ratchet and Clank to help them, take on like this threat and stuff like that. And at one point, and I do kind of remember that from the game too, if I'm not mistaken, he actually joins up with like the village, and stuff like that. But it still turns out in the end that he's like, he kind of is, he kind of comes back to the good side basically. You have like two main villains of the film. You have Chairman Drake, and then you have like the introduction of a new villain, I think, that wasn't in the title of like the video game series from what I'm hearing, known as Dr. Nefarious. They trying to be like the main villains of the film, But in the end, I thought this is I enjoyed it, I thought the plot point was kind of, it was kind of. It kind of, it didn't really, I mean, I thought it was okay, you just have Ratchet and Clank teaming up and they had to save like the galaxy and like the Galactic Rangers, from like this evil threat, basically, So I thought that was kind of a decent plot, Plus after that Clank, he's like, and I like how they showed him like how like the origins of how they met. Cause I think that did kind of happen like that. And again, they weren't always together. They actually met up, and became like partners and stuff like that. But I thought like that the voice acting, it feels like the video game, like Ratchet himself, he feels like, and Clank, they feel like the actual video game, like the humor and stuff. Throughout the whole film, how they had like the jokes and all that, like the humor and stuff, I thought it was very like close to the game, how they did that. And I thought Sylvester Stallone, I thought he, like his voice, as like in one of the villains, I forgot the name though. I thought he was kind of decent. It was kind of like funny, kind of odd seeing him doing a film like this. But I thought it was okay. You can't recognize that it's Sylvester Stallone too, like his voice, but I thought he was good. But like overall, like the animation in the film, I thought it was kind of disappointing to a certain extent. I mean, it looked okay, you know, at certain scenes, but it didn't look as good as like a lot of like these animated films you see, you know, it didn't look as good as those, you know. But I thought like Ratchet himself is like awesome, like the animation they did on him, like his look, I thought that was cool. He looked like awesome, you know, like it was like lifelike and stuff. But like the other animation, like throughout the film, say like Clank or like Captain Quark, like the aliens and all that, or like space and stuff like that, I didn't think the animation was that high, you know. I thought it was okay, it was decent, you know. But and another thing, it's like it wasn't really like I mean like Ratchet and Clank, they're really in this film a lot, but it still kind of feels like it's really like the villain's film, you know, like Dr. Nefarious and Chairman Drake. It still seems like it's really like focused on them, but you do get like Ratchet and them, they're in it a lot, but it's like it's still, it feels like it's really like the villain's film, you know. Plus like Ratchet, you don't really get to see like him do like you would thought you thought they would have done it like the game, you know, where he's running around like shooting up like the enemies and stuff like that. You thought they would have like a lot of action like that in the film, but they don't really have that much like action like that. I mean, there's moments where he pull out guns and he shows like his different like gadgets and weapons like you do like in the games, you know, but you don't really get to see him like blowing up and like just causing like a lot of like destruction with the enemies and stuff. You don't get to see that kind of stuff, you know, like you thought you would. I thought they kind of kept a low profile on that, you know. Plus, in the end, they actually leave it open for a sequel too, not to spoil it, you know. But yeah, those kind of elements, you know, that's what kind of threw it off too. It didn't really, you know, like you got to see enough like Ratchet like action, you know. You even get to see him using like his ratchet too, you know, the tool and stuff, like turning stuff and operating and stuff, kind of like in the game. But you don't really get to see him. I don't think you got to see him like shooting and stuff like that a lot, you know. But I thought his humor was point on, like I mentioned before, that the humor was point on the film, just like the video game, you know. But other than that, you know, those are the only flaws in the film. You know, like the animation wasn't that great, from my opinion, you know. But I thought Ratchet did cool, you know. But in the end, I'd be giving Ratchet and Clank, I'm gonna be aiming at a B minus for this film. I would recommend it for like fans of, like the video game series, you know. Or if you're just into like, I guess like these kind of like animated films, like CGI type animated films, if you're into those, I would recommend it, you know, too as well, you know. So yeah, this is my review for Ratchet and Clank. I'm giving it a B minus. I'll catch y'all later.